Hey guys, Lyra here. So today we're going to talk about the book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. We're going to do a book summary on it, and I'm going to give you the most powerful main message of this book. So this book is a classic written in the 1960s and has actually gotten a lot of attention recently with all of the interest in law of attraction, manifesting, and basically just creating the life you want through visualization. We're going to dive right into the content here. In this video, I'm going to share with you just how powerful your subconscious mind is, how much of an influence it actually has on your life, and what you can do to tap into this power in order to create the life that you always dreamed of. The author really stresses the fact that your subconscious is very, very responsive to suggestion and repetition. And this has actually been proven in a lot of studies as well, a lot of psychological studies. If there's any kind of suggestion of something, you're going to subconsciously manifest that into your reality. One example of a study I heard actually was that people were asked to read a lot of words that were to do with like old age and retirement. So things like balding, canes, Florida, things like that. They would read a list of these words, and then they would get these people to walk down a hallway after they read these words that had to do with old age, and they would actually walk slower, at a more slower pace, kind of like old people who can't walk fast. They actually walked slower than people in control groups. So subconsciously, because they read all these words about being old, they subconsciously acted older without even realizing it. Like they had no idea that they were walking slower than the control group, obviously. The power of suggestion is really something to take seriously. The author also stresses repetition. The more you repeat something over and over and over in your mind, the more likely it is to actually manifest into your reality. Or if you're visualizing a bad situation that you don't want to happen in your life, well, chances are it's actually going to happen because you're putting so much focus on the bad thing that you don't want, but yet your subconscious can't really tell the difference. As far as your subconscious is concerned, that's going to be your reality if that's what you're constantly going to be visualizing. So the author gives basically he just goes through different stories of people who've experienced the power of the subconscious mind and how they were able to kind of like hack into it in order to achieve this or that goal that they wanted to achieve in their life. So one story the author tells is about Enrico Caruso. Ooh. So he is a famous Italian opera singer in the late 19th century. Beautiful singer. Unfortunately, he suffered from a case of stage fright, and every time he was about to go on stage, he would start to have throat spasms. So he'd literally have a physical reaction to the stage fright that he was experiencing in himself internally. And he realized the reason why this was happening was because he kept visualizing the worst case scenarios for his performances. He kept imagining himself screwing up on stage and then being heckled at and laughed off stage. Well, of course, if that's what you're going to imagine before you go on stage, your body's going to like go into like a freak out mode, and for him it was having a throat spasm. So once he realized this, he started to interfere with this whole process. He started to mentally tell himself, no, that's not what's going to happen. I am going to have a badass performance. I'm going to kill it on stage. He would call it his little me, the little me that kept saying you're gonna screw up, you're gonna like be laughed off stage, you are a crappy singer, He kept telling the little me, he called it, no. He kept saying, no, that's not what's gonna happen. And then he said he allowed his big me to take power, and he said through this kind of whole like meditation that he would do before his performances, he was actually able to let go of his fears, overcome his fears, and his throat spasms stop. So this is all completely mental, all in the mind, and all working with the subconscious. Another powerful way that your subconscious can work physically through your body. So the author goes through another story about a really famous Scottish doctor named Dr. James Estale. So between the years of 1843 to 1846, he performed 400 surgeries. That is a lot of surgeries, and a lot of them involved amputations. So they were some pretty intense big ass deal surgeries. He actually had a really low mortality rate, surprisingly. This was way before the era of anesthesias. They probably weren't as sanitary back then. Like, this was a long time ago, before modern medicine, basically. So I'm sure the mortality rate was pretty high for having major surgeries like this. His mortality rate was actually incredibly low at just 2 to 3%, and the author believes it's because he suggested to his patients before he gave them surgery that they weren't going to contract an infection. So through the power of this suggestion, the body actually didn't contract an infection, and the mortality rates were really, really low, and it was just all in the power of the mind. The author also talks about the mental movie method, and in today's times it's just called visualizing. Visualizing the things that you want for yourself, visualizing the house you want, visualizing the life you want, visualizing your best self in shape, your dream career, or whatever it is. Well, the author was encouraging this back in the 1960s. So he knew just from his own experience working with the public that this visualization method is really, really powerful. And he talks about another story about an Australian boy who dreamed of being a doctor. And I thought this was so cute. And every day he would go to sleep and dream of a diploma on his wall of a doctorate that had his name on it. And every night, for months, he would dream this. And then, lo and behold, a doctor took interest in him and kind of took him under his wing, got him to start sterilizing medical instruments for him, and then started getting him to do injections, and eventually paid for his medical tuition. That right there is a really, really powerful testimony of the power of visualization and just how amazing it can be. The author also warns against envy and jealousy. He says that it kind of works in the opposite way. So if you see someone who's experiencing a lot of success and, wealth and the things that you want in your life, maybe they have a great relationship or something, when you envy that, you're actually signaling for your subconscious to focus on what you don't have. You're kind of reinforcing the fact that you don't have this. And so your subconscious is just going to keep manifesting that into your reality, the fact that you don't have this. So if you instead wish wealth upon people, wish success upon people, wish love upon people, it's going to signal to your subconscious that you deserve the same. So really just watch for jealousy. If you just stop it in its tracks and just say, no, I wish this person all the wealth that they deserve because I deserve it too. So the main message of this book is that your subconscious is always at work, and you can always take advantage of it through things like visualization, affirmations, meditating. There are so many different ways and techniques to hack your subconscious mind. Just search on YouTube. People have tons and tons of stories about how they were able to use their subconscious to get this or that in their life, and a lot of it's to do with repetition and visualization, making a visual board, writing goals. All of these things involve repetition and visualization. So that's basically the main message of this book. Focus on what you do want, visualize what you do want over and over and over again every single day. Remember, you have to be consistent about it if you want it to work. And then if you see the things that you don't want, remember to just stop it in its tracks and just be like, get the fuck out, get the hell out of my head, okay? Okay guys, that is a quick book summary of the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I hope that you guys enjoyed this summary. I got this information from the app called Blinkist. It's an app that allows you to read all of the best-selling non-fiction books out there, and you can literally read 20 books in one day, get the main messages from them. It's all in kind of like blog form, and also you can listen to the books too if you're on the road. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!